And away we go. It is the nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com, brought to you by our good friends at Hail Mary Sports Bar. They are located in Cheviot on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs. They've got a bunch of TVs facing outside, a 9-screen video wall. Outside of the bathrooms, there's not a bad seat in the house for viewing the big game. The bathrooms are a nice seat too. You just don't have a TV in there. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games, and all Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. They don't have a kitchen, but they have various food trucks on the weekends and randomly throughout the week. They also have a brand new cooler, brand new draft lines, and not only do they pour the coldest beer around, but they do so in 32.8-degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron, let's get this ball rolling. Good day at camp today. I thought it was, and I put this in my practice report. If you'd like to read more of that report, you can go to BearcatJournal.com and get yourself a nice subscription, and you'll have all the information that we don't talk about here on the message board as well. I thought Brendan Sorsby had maybe his best day. I think definitely his best day of camp, maybe his best day since he got here, although the first couple days of spring practice were pretty impressive.
That makes me
But
mad.
Sorsby had that you missed it today?
There was no wow factor for me by any of the quarterbacks on Saturday. And
a lot of that is because the defense was in position all day.
well,
And
it seems somebody did his homework since and has been studying tape.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good day throwing the ball. Lichty had a good day throwing the ball.
Good.
A lot of it, I thought the defense won the day on Saturday. I thought the defense won the day yesterday. The offense had that bounce back day today, that's how you want camp to be. One side has a couple good days. The other side regroups, battles back, has a couple good days, and you want some back and forth, and that's kind of what we've had.
Yeah, if you didn't, that'd be all bad.
Right. So that said, the big news of the day, a story I broke this afternoon, was that defensive lineman Jalen Hunt, who has had a fantastic offseason and was in line to be an integral part of this defense, tore his meniscus. And first off, I will give kudos to the University of Cincinnati medical staff, because meniscus injuries in relation to playing football go one of two ways. And you don't know from I'm not a doctor. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. This is just from talking to people that have dealt with these things. When they go in there and they open you up, they determine if they can repair it. And if they can't repair it, then they remove the meniscus. And if they remove it, you're generally back in 4 to 6 weeks. If they repair it, you are done for the season. I'm sure they could have removed it or whatever. They did not. They repaired it. That means Jalen Hunt's season is complete before it starts. My understanding is he will be able to apply for a medical red shirt or a medical hardship waiver at the end of the season. That is up to him, considering he has already spent 6 years in college. I do not know of his desire to obtain a doctorate degree, but that's something that, it's too early to really have those discussions. I'm sure he is devastated because
it sucks.
He had a rough go of it last year. He probably didn't get the playing time that he envisioned when he transferred here. He rededicated himself. He worked his ass off this offseason and became a team leader, became a guy that, especially when the news broke about Dante Corleone, it gave the fan base kind of a calming, not that they were calm about Dante being out, but like at least there was an understanding that there was a guy that was really talented that was going to be able to step in if Dante missed any extended period of time. Now he's gone. That also couples with Micah Coleman, who was expected to be, if not a starter, a heavy rotation player at defensive end, a guy that they brought in to rush the passer, which was an issue last year. So you have two guys that were going to be heavily in rotation that are out for the season. They've also had some minor stuff to some other guys that has happened throughout camp. My understanding is, other than the two guys that are out and then Corleone, everybody else is expected to be ready, if not for Towson, early in the season. But let's be honest. The state of that defensive line room, Aaron, comes down to the status of Dante Corleone.
Sure.
Let's not kid ourselves.
No.
And this is where you talk. I'll shut up for a minute.
I don't know. It sucks for a kid who obviously who has given everything that he had the last 2 years trying to get on the field, had an opportunity to where he was kind of given, I wouldn't say given the reins because we don't know where Dante was going to be, but certainly given a to have that all taken away in an injury that what are you going to do? It just it sucks. And
yeah, I mean,
you're left wondering again, who's up next, because we're getting into the weeds now.
The good thing is they do have a lot of numbers in that room, because there was a concern for the productivity of that room. They hit the transfer portal hard. They hit the recruiting cycle hard. So they do have good numbers in that room. What they don't have is a lot of experience, and the quality of the numbers.
Yeah.
The quality of the numbers are unknown. Right. So the other thing that's frustrating is there were plans to play Hunt and Corleone together when Corleone got back, and to move Hunt to kind of that role that Briggs played last year, is like a run-stopping power end in a three-man.
Lord knows it's what you need against this conference.
This league,
run stopping.
Well, if you have Corleone and Hunt next to each other,
I agree. I'm saying
you feel pretty comfortable about stopping the run.
What's what you need.
Yeah. So now the question obviously becomes the status of Corleone. I will say this. They have not given us a timeline. They have not told us exactly like what the status is. What I can say is I have not seen a setback with Dante Corleone. I have not seen him take a day off in camp, or, be standing off to the side and not doing something. He's like, if you know Dante, he's always doing something, even though he's not allowed, he's allowed to do some team stuff. He's allowed to do install, or he's allowed to do some position stuff. He's allowed to do install. He can work with the defense, but he's not been cleared to go live. But I've not seen him have a setback. I've not seen him be held out for a day.
Even
I've not heard. Yeah,
even at the scrimmage, he was running before things got going. I didn't see him in any drills that I can remember, but he was running the end zone and doing some things, just trying to get the heart rate up and make sure he's moving around and doing what he can.
I think they are optimistic that they will get Corleone back at some point towards the front half of the schedule. I don't know exactly when yet. I mean, obviously that's when they let us know that's going to be big news. But from talking to people, I don't get the sense of like Spencer Steer, or not Spencer Steer, but Matt McClain. Like when the Reds were like, yeah, well, we're gonna, in what, May, they were like, well, we're gonna try to get him back in the mix in August. Like I'm not getting that sense of like, well, by November we should see Dante by November. I'm not getting that sense. But a lot of the success of this defense is going to depend on that news, because He is such a massive piece. And now his sidekick, the guy that we expected to be right there with him, is out. And Dante there's still a bit of uncertainty. Even if people feel good about it, I don't think anybody's going to feel great about it until Dante's cleared for contact and taking reps at practice, getting ready for an opponent, I guess, is probably when maybe people will breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, and then they won't fully exhale until he runs out of the tunnel and he lines up for the first snap of a game.
Yeah, and I guess I don't even know that I'm going to personally fully exhale until he's made it through that entire game without being
Right.
pulled, because who knows what's going on and it was too much or something of that nature. You know what I mean? I'm just still going to be almost waiting with bated breath just to see what happens.
I mean, there's the what's his stamina like? How
Right.
how long, how many reps can he get through? What are the guys behind him going to be able, what part of the burden are they going to be able to shoulder when it comes to 60, 70, 80 snaps a game? You're not going to want Dante out there 60, 70 snaps, I don't think.
No, but for me, it's even deeper than that. Is this something that is going to creep back up? Is it something that we're going to have to worry about? I'm just saying.
Blood clots don't creep anyway.
You'll know.
Right. And he knew. So that's how this got caught anyway. So, it's interesting because now the story becomes, what does this, when Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday look like the rest of this week? Who is getting those reps? We have seen, for the most part, Kamari Burns has been kind of that number one guy since Hunt went out Friday, Saturday in the scrimmage, yesterday and today. He's been kind of that first option at the nose. He's not a big dude. He is 6'4", so he's got some good height, but he's 285. He's not a 330-pound run stuffer. He's going to be more of a quick twitch kind of get in the backfield, try to be a pass rushing type guy. We have also seen Garrison Butler, who's 6'1", 285, a freshman out of Jacksonville. He has gotten some reps there. There's a walk-on, Keelan Smith, who is 6'3", 330. He has gotten some reps there. He's a redshirt freshman that was on the team last year. That I think there's some they really like Keelan Smith long term as a plus quality walk-on that might be able to give you some time. I don't think anybody envisioned that would be as a redshirt freshman, but you're going to need somebody that can get in there and eat up some space. He might have to be one of those dudes that's going to do it. A guy I think you'll see play quite a bit is Harris Adams from Southeast Missouri State, 6'3", 308. He has been getting some of those backup reps as well. I think he was a little dinged up. He's been in and out the past couple of days, but it doesn't sound like it's anything that's going to cost him considerable time.
Young fella.
Yeah. Cam Rutherford, who had the heat issue last week, was back at practice today. He was not participating yet, but he was back out there with his guys. So, hopefully you can get him right. But with Rutherford, he was playing outside. He is not, he's 6'2", 280.
Look,
so
all I'm
again,
saying is, after our conversation last night, all I'm saying is maybe it's time to start reintroducing the desserts to the lunch and dinner menu at Camp Higher Ground to get some weight.
At least for a select position.
For the defensive line, just sneak them off to their rooms so the rest of the team doesn't know. I don't just a tray of Bearcat bars, some Rice Krispie treats. Get it going.
So yeah, they're thin. Like I guess that was punny, right? That was punny. They have numbers, but they're not numbers that really help you a lot at the point of attack, because a lot of these guys are in that 270, 280, 285 range. And again, you got some big old farm boys playing center and guard in this league that, that are 330, 340, that are going to generally have their way with guys that are 280. So there's two guys out for the year, which is, you never like to have two guys in your main rotation. If that happened at any position, if they lost two safeties, we'd be talking about now they're getting a little thin at safety. The problem is they lost two defensive linemen and a third one who's your All-American. The story is not fully painted yet. And the other guy, and Jalen Hunt, was supposed to take a lot of those snaps. So I get the concern. I get fans being worried. I said I was worried about stopping the run last night, partially because I knew this was a possibility, that the meniscus was torn and that we didn't know what, the ultimate outcome of the surgery was going to be. But that's kind of where the D-line stands. And I probably didn't make anybody feel any better, did I?
I mean, the three guys that I've been the most excited to watch in Micah Coleman, Jalen Hunt, and Dante Corleone. Well,
two of them are out, and the third one is we'll see.
Giant question mark. Eric Phillips, I need you to find that half of Eric Phillips that you lost. Put him back on.
I joked with him today. I said, you nose tackle, bro? And he was like, I was like, you lost that weight for a reason, didn't you? He's like, it ain't going back on. So, yeah. He could have been a nose tackle when he first got here. 340 pounds.
Give him all those Bearcat bars. I'm just saying.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow night for the BCJ pod. That's the nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!